welcome to The Beauty Shaman. So this is part 3 in a series with beautiful Tiffany. Yay! So in this series we are covering things like, our first one covered contour and bronzer. And we talked about how to do bronzer, and she's already got that on. She's got foundation and bronzer. How to do it and not look like a zombie. Important, right? And then we covered concealer and highlight. So that's basically what Tiffany has on right now. So in this video, we are going to answer the question that Tiffany has about her eyebrows and do a tutorial on using eyeshadow to frame your eyebrows or a pencil, and teach kind of both ways. So what is your question about your eyebrows?
I just can't do them. I feel like it's a hot mess afterwards. I feel like it's too dramatic. Whenever I get my makeup done for photo or for video, it looks great on camera, but like every day it's just way too dark and I just end up taking it off. But yeah, I want that form,
right?
Especially because my brow bone, I want it to be shapely and clean, but I'm clueless.
Okay, this is a great question. I think even when I have had my makeup done by other people, which I hate doing because this is what I do for a living, and I get really irritated when other people do my makeup. But for me, it's always too heavy. I feel like people overdo it all the time. So we're going to do a very soft brow for every day, so that you can, because really what you want to do for your brows is frame your face. And also, the more your eyebrows frame your face, the darker lipstick you can wear. So many of you struggle to wear really strong lips. Tiffany loves to wear strong lips, and we're going to do that in the next video. But it's hard to wear when your eyebrows are not filled in because it lacks balance, okay? So we're going to talk about balance and framing in this particular video, okay? Okay, Tiffany, go ahead, ask your question.
So how important is the brush along with the product?
I think the brush for putting on eyeshadow is super important. So the brush I have in my hand, here, can you hold this? This is the color I'm going to use, is this one. I want to really hold it up. Sorry, my hands are dirty. It's a slanted brush, and this is actually a MAC brush, but not just MAC. There are many brands that make brushes like this that are slanted and sort of thin and narrow, because you want to be able to get that thin sort of line. And some products, I do believe Anastasia, if you buy an eyebrow kit with Anastasia, I think there's like 2 colors or maybe 1, and it comes with a brush. So that's a good brand to sort of look at. But I love this particular brush. I use it all the time, not just for eyebrows. So I do think it's a worthy investment, I guess. This is a MAC brush. I don't know what this is. I want to say it's 226, but I'll put it down below in the credits so you guys can look it up. So the color I'm going to use here is a MAC color. Sorry, I got to have you hold my glasses now so that I can frame this a little bit. All right, so this is the color. And the reason I'm choosing this is basically, this is a blonde color. And the reason I choose is because she has blonde hair. So you really want to go with your hair color. And what I like to look at with people is what's the most flattering. Like, most of us color our hair, and sometimes you have to go darker than your hair color in order to make it work. So it kind of depends. It's hard to say just match your hair. I have like 5 different colors in my hair, so which one, right? And you've got layers, and yeah. So I just like this because it's a nice blonde color, okay? So to start off with, got to put my glasses on or I ain't going to see nothing. All right, so I'm going to take my shadow, and I'm going to work from like a base. So in other words, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to say her eyebrow is shaped pretty well. Comes out to that end. See where that ends? Right, turn your face a little to the side here. So it ends beautifully right there. And then look straight ahead. From your iris straight up is where the little curvy bit starts. And then from your nose straight up is where the beginning part should start. Now, Tiffany happens to have great brows, but not all of us are so blessed. I have to shape mine. Mine are just out of control all the time. Maybe it's like me, sort of crazy. But yours are beautiful.
I definitely made mine in control for this video. I took care of them just for you.
Did you? Oh, thank you, Tiffany. All right, so I'm going to start with the shadow. And I'm going to start, now everybody has their method, okay? I'm just going to teach my method. You do what works for you. Everybody, for me, it's creative. Do what works, right?
Brows are very personal.
Brows are personal. And I'm going to start in the middle. And I'm going to start at the highest point here. And I'm just going to get this angle correct. And I'm going to bring it down. So I'm lightly filling it in, but I'm getting that uppermost line. Now, right now, the trend is these really strong, bushy brows. And a lot of times you see people doing like strong angles really making it so that it's blocky looking. And I really think for the majority of older women, this is a big fail. It doesn't work on us because our faces are already angular. If you have a very round face, maybe you can get away with it. But for the majority of us, it actually is not flattering. So I would say go for softness. It's all about soft, blended as you age. So whatever the trend and style is for eyebrows, just chuck it out the window and do what works for you, as with the majority of trends, to be honest. So we are going to take, and I'm lightly now going to fill this in. See, I'm just tapping that. And I am going to fill a little right there, but not much. And then just pull it up a bit. Let's see. And for me, that looks superb. I love that. That's super soft. See how that looks? Soft, but like pretty, right? Not weird. A little more full, but not too much. Okay, so for the other side, I'm actually going to use a pencil because many of you prefer pencils, and I think that's totally fine. Pencils are fine. So I'm going to grab my Jane Iredale pencil, and we're going to do this side. Okay, so we're on side 2 here, and I've got my handy dandy little, sorry, I got to hold my glasses again. I can see what I'm doing. This is Jane Iredale. You probably can't even see the writing on this, so I won't do that. And it's a pencil. And this is a good pencil. Most pencils tend to be a little bit waterproof, water repellent, which we need. And it has a little, very dirty, because it was in my kit, sorry, little spoolie on the end, which we're going to use as well. I like little spoolies. These are awesome. Same idea, and I'm going to start at the top. I think the trick with pencils that you have to be careful with is that it doesn't look like a line. Very important. With eyeshadow, it's a little easier to blend. With pencils, it's very easy to look like a line, and that's not flattering. We want to really blend, okay? So I'm going to put like that. That looks nice. And then I'm lightly going to fill in this part with just using very small, short strokes. And just lightly filling it in. It's very easy to overdo the pencil, I think. Okay, then I'm going to take my little, now clean, I did clean this, little spoolie, and I'm going to just blend it together. This will help to blend the color. You have to work kind of quickly with waterproof products because they dry and that's it. You're done. So I think that looks good. I do need to fill it in. As I compare, right, I need to fill this in a little bit more.
Now I notice you're not putting a lot of pressure to avoid that line look. It's just very soft.
Yeah.
You're really making contact with the brow hairs and not the skin.
Right. And I think it's easier to get rid of if you're soft, right? If you're heavy-handed, then it's really hard to take that off. But if it's soft-handed, you just kind of wipe it off. I like makeup because you can just wipe it off, honestly. So that looks good. That's very equal, in my opinion. And the color, I think the color on this is slightly deeper than the pencil, and that's okay. Just going to fill this in a little tiny bit more just to make it more even. Okay, so I've done both eyebrows. We've done this one with eyeshadow and filled it in with a thin brush, and this is with a Jane Iredale eyebrow pencil and blend it in. So go ahead and have a look and tell me what you think.
Oh, it's interesting, right? This is a little more full if I want the full using the brush.
Right.
This one's a little more narrow, which I like too because I like that pop.
Yeah.
On my brow.
And I think shadow kind of does that. It's going to give you a little bit more of a shade. And it's a little bit darker of a color too. So, you know, there's that.
Oh, I love.
So, looks good, huh?
You know what I like about this is like, I always like to do the bright lip. So now that we're wearing masks, I feel like, how do I express myself if I can't wear my bright lip? Well, if I define my brows a little more and make my eyes pop, I just, you know, I feel a little fresher, brighter.
I think that's a great point, and we should probably do a video just on how to do your eyes for wearing a mask. That's a, like, how exciting is that, right? Because we're all walking around like, so anyway, but I think that's a really good point. So
it's beautiful.
Okay, great. Well, I hope this has been helpful. Please refer to our previous videos on contour and bronzer and under eye concealer, and we're going to move forward into hooded lids in the next video. So thank you so much for watching The Beauty Shaman.